Hello there, right here, and in this video I will be going over how to build up the Sheep Cannon 3000. This is a custom cannon that I designed for none other than Hermitcraft member Rendog for the mycelium resistance. This thing is quite compact but puts out a huge punch. Let's go ahead and activate it. You guys can watch it work. We got some sheep in there, we got some TNT. We launch those sheep upwards and they go very high. And short afterwards, we launch more TNT and we launch the sheep all the way across the sky, and they get spread out and slowly drift downwards. This would be an effective way to distribute tons of sheep all over the HEP location, and they would eat up the grass, allowing the mycelium to spread even further. Check out Rendog's channel for how the battle between purple and green is going down on the Hermitcraft server. They're going to have a big showdown really soon. The machine works quite slick. You would put in the mobs that you want to have blasted off right here. You align them using both of these pistons. Then everything is ready to go. You push this button and that's going to ignite some TNT underneath the sheep to blast them upwards. After you give them some potions, and then we have some more TNT lit right here, which is going to be shot right afterwards, and then it will hit those sheep and push them to the side, and they're actually so high up you can't even see them from here, but there they are. And then they'll slowly drift down with their slow falling effect. And remember guys, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that, as I make hundreds of simple farms and machines for your day-to-day Minecraft needs. And check in the description for our entire playlist of more of these. Now I do have to admit, building this contraption up did take 8 hours, but it mostly came down to tweaking the timings for the maximum distance, as Rendog's initial target was quite far away from where he wanted to have the cannon built. Let's get started, show you guys how to build this up. I got a little platform here, and each platform has one more layer of blocks, and at the very end we'll have the entire thing built up. So this is the first layout. Target blocks are just to show you guys the distance between things. We got dispensers here. Each of these are full of some TNT. If you're only going to run this thing one time, you only need to have one in each dispenser. All the dispensers are pointing towards the center, and once you got this layer done, the next layer is another layer of dispensers and TNT on top. We also got some redstone connecting them up together so that we can start the launch from a single location. We do have another TNT cannon being built over here. These are also dispensers with a TNT in them, and you can see the delays on the repeaters. So after you got that built up, the third layer here is another set of dispensers with TNT facing inwards. And over here we have two more pointing towards the center of this one. We also got a waterlogged ladder facing on this side and blocks on the other two sides. Now when it comes to redstone, you can see this row of repeaters here on all 4 redstone ticks of delay. And then we have some more blocks placed in over here with some more repeaters coming to this other part. The next piece is another layer. In this cannon over here, we have one more layer of dispensers and TNT, and we got a normal piston all facing inwards. For the cannon that contains the sheep, we don't have any more TNT, but we do have a dispenser which has a slow falling potion. And we have a ladder up against this side. The rest is some blocks which are placed in, including some redstone and repeaters here, all on the full delay. You can always pause it if I'm going too fast. So the next layer looks like this. For this far cannon, we have another layer of dispensers with TNT in it. Over here where we have the sheep, we have another dispenser, but this one now has Turtle Master. We also have some extra storage if you want to use this cannon multiple times. So slow falling makes the sheep fall down slowly so they don't hit the ground and die. For the Turtle Master, gives them super high resistance, so they're able to survive the initial blast as well as the sideways shooting blast. Everything else is just some blocks along here. We also got some repeaters and redstone in here connecting things up, and these repeaters are on one tick. There's also a sticky piston facing upwards. Move on to the next one, we can see that we kind of finish up on the redstone. For this cannon over here, we also have another layer of dispensers with TNT all facing inwards, and for this cannon over here, we add in another dispenser. This has regen 2 potion inside of it. This is to heal the sheep while they are up in the air. That way their health is high enough so that when you shoot out the second cannon, they don't die from that explosion because it happens very close to them. And we also have some extra storage for potions. We have 2 pistons which are sticky facing inwards towards this hole. This is what we're going to use to align the sheep, because if they're not perfectly aligned, when they get blasted upwards, they're going to kind of bump each other and spread out before we send them sideways, which we do not want. And that's why aligning them is important. The rest is just some redstone. You can see we got some repeaters here on full delay. And it comes over here and connects all this redstone up and more redstone over here. So that is what this one looks like. Let's move on to the next one. We're very close to being finished. This far cannon over here, we have another layer of dispensers plus TNT, all facing inwards. And over here, we finish off the top of this cannon just by placing in some blocks to align the mobs, make it a little easier to get them in there. We also have extra storage for more potions if you want to use it multiple times. But there's not much left on that layer. And this is what it looks like. In the next layer, all we do is add a bit of redstone on top of this, so it all connects up. And we add in some more glass to help get mobs inside of here. So that is the entire cannon. If I did go too fast, you can always go back and pause, or you can check out the world download or schematic of this, which I'll provide down below. The build itself isn't too complicated. Having it kind of compact down to a smaller area does make it look more complicated than what it really is. Now this cannon can work for other types of mobs like cows. Keep in mind that the max cramming is typically 24, so you can only put in 24 mobs before they start taking damage. You want to make sure they're completely healed before you launch them, because this machine will put them very close to dying, but the potions will regenerate them. Now to get the mobs in here, I'd recommend having like a little mob farm up here and then just push them downwards into this tube. Important thing is to align them both directions. That way when the explosions happen underneath of them, they'll send them straight upwards in one big group, making it easy for the next TNT to push them to the side. But whatever mob you choose, make sure you only do that one type. Otherwise, the different sizes can make them push them around. So besides aligning the mobs, another important thing is that they don't die on the explosion that is right underneath of the feet. And that's why we give them these potions. Turtle Master is most important because it gives them resistance. That way we can get them close as possible to the explosion down here, so we can send them high as possible without them dying. The regen and the slow falling are given at this time as well. That way the cows have all the effects right as they leave the cannon. Now the second cannon over here, which is responsible for moving the mob sideways, has two parts to it as well. The very bottom part down here is the dispensers, which will send the TNT upwards. And then these dispensers up here with TNT are the TNT that actually flies upwards and send the mobs to the side. So if we go ahead and activate this, you can watch how the TNT goes off. We put some down here, and then we put some up here, and then these down here push the top ones upwards, and then they go way up in the air before exploding. So both of these cannons have TNT on the bottom to move the entities above them upwards into the air. One just does the mob, and one just does more TNT. Now just like the mobs, we want to make sure that the TNT, when it comes out, is kind of all in the same spot. Because when it comes out of these dispenser, it can be a bit random where it ends up within this block. And that's where we have a piston down here to align all of the ones down here. So essentially this piston is going to come out, go inside of the TNT entities, then it's going to retract and it's all going to shove them to exactly one spot. Same thing for this piston. All the TNT is going to land here and then get pulled across and get as close as possible to the piston over there. Let's go ahead and activate it a second time and you'll watch how these pistons work. Pistons will extend at the very last moment and then they will send them upwards. If there would be a little bit of randomness when the TNT gets launched out of here, they could kind of get shot all over the air. They wouldn't have a consistent blast to move the entities over. So keeping everything nice and neat and aligned can make these explosions very consistent. All the redstone is just to time everything perfectly, so that the mobs will go the highest as well as farthest without dying. We even let the mobs go up first, so that gives them time to regenerate. So notice how these guys will get shot way up into the air, and then they'll slowly fall down and regenerate their health by the time the next TNT comes and shoots them sideways. Otherwise, they would definitely die from that explosion. All in all, a very fun machine to run. Such amazing results, shooting mobs way up in the air, then having another TNT come in later and blast them to the side, and then watching them spew downwards very, very slowly. Big thanks to Rendog himself for asking me to take on this amazing challenge. I don't do a lot with TNT cannons, but it was well worth the time put into it. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like as well as share this video with others. And hopefully we can make the Sheep Cannon 3000 a staple of every person's survival world. Don't forget about all the unique playlists I have, ones for simple farms, complex farms, snapshot tricks, rares, and even glitches. You will surely learn some new stuff. Bye bye.